How you doing, YouTube? I'm Brad Hicks with the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network. Wishing you a very happy New Year and hope you had a great Christmas with your family and friends. In this video, I'm going to run through my top 5 baits for 2019, so let's check it out. So I'm going to go over my top 5 baits here that I used fishing rivers and lakes. Mostly rivers, but I did do well on lakes with a few of these, so let's get to it. Number 5 is the Big Joshy swim bait. This is the color I like to use. They come in multiple colors, but this is the color I use. It's called Glow Perch. I'll do a close-up picture of that for the video here. But Glow Perch, I like to put that on an 1/8 ounce ball jig head, and I like to bounce that off the bottom in current, or if I'm fishing some slack area, I'll reel it super slow and just let it tick the bottom. And that is one of the top 5 baits of 2019 for me. It's always been a good bait for me and an excellent river bait. If you haven't heard of Big Joshy swim baits, go and check those out. Number 4, topwater bait. This is one of my favorite topwater baits. It's the Strike King Tri-Wing Buzzbait, 1/8 ounce. I go with this over the Whopper Plopper because I tend to like this better. I don't know why, but this thing's awesome. Caught some nice fish on this year. I always catch some nice fish, but this seems to really excel in slow-moving water next to fast current or tail end of pools on a river. Lakes, I do like to throw this right above weeds, right next to logs, you know, your typical largemouth attractors. I like this topwater bait more than others because it has that extra wing there. You can reel it at a slower speed because that third blade creates more uplift. Yeah, I like to throw the 1/8 ounce. I don't like to throw the bigger buzz baits. I am able to throw this on my medium light gear also, which makes that even more fun. A smallmouth hitting this bait on medium light rod, it's crazy. I can't explain it, but yep. Number 4, Strike King Tri-Wing Buzzbait, 1/8 ounce. Good stuff. Number 3 is the Strike King KVD Ocho worm with the coffee scent, green pumpkin with black flake. I Texas rig this. I peg it with a tungsten 1/4 ounce weight on the top, and I like to rip this thing through weeds. So if I'm casting in the weeds, I'll let it sink, and then I'll twitch it, let it sink back down. Twitch it again. If it gets caught in the weeds, you just rip it out. That Texas rig helps not catch anything. Also, the pegged weight on the top helps with that as well, so you won't be grabbing any weeds. But yeah, this thing has been awesome. Fished it down at Dale Hollow, Kaiser Lake, anywhere there was some thick weeds, I was throwing this worm right here. I feel like this worm has a lot of action. It seems a little bit more durable than a Cinco. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I like this better than the Cinco. So, good worm. Number 3. Check those out if you are a finesse fisherman like I am. Great bait. Number 2, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody because this bait is catching the world by storm the last few years. The Z-Man Finesse TRD. I throw that on the Shrooms jig head, the 6th or 10th ounce, depending on the conditions. But favorite color is black and blue. I throw this color 99% of the time, no matter what the water color is. So the water clarity, if it's clear, black and blue. If it's dirty, black and blue. This thing's awesome. I've caught probably close to 20, 30 fish on one of these without it even ripping. Thing stretches like crazy. So, great bait. I'm throwing this in the rivers most of the time. Up near Rip Rap, calm moving water. Heck, I mean, you could throw it about anywhere and catch smallmouth. It's pretty crazy. You can throw it in current and just let it drag the bottom. Let the bait do the work. You just have to keep at a tight line so you feel the bite and set the hook. But yep, if you haven't used the Z-Man TRD or a Ned rig, you're missing out because this bait is amazing. It will catch every single fish in the river, big or small. I've caught a lot of small fish on this thing, but I've also caught a lot of big fish on this thing. So if you're on the fence about it, try this bait out. You will catch fish, I guarantee it. And finally, my #1 bait for 2019 is the Z-Man Project Z chatterbait in black and blue. Thing is amazing. I do not use the jackhammer. I choose not to spend that much money on a bladed jig, but I'm sure that does well as well. So I can't say much about that. But let's get to this. I like to pair this chatterbait with the Z-Man Turbo Crawl trailer right there in black and blue as well. It's the perfect match, I believe. What I like about this bait is that this bait has the eye on it. The blade is black. I like that as well. And then on the bottom here, it has two little bait keepers right here on the neck. So, great bait. I like to throw these chatterbaits near weed lines. I feel like that's where it really excels. Over top of weeds. So if you have you're in 6 feet of water and the weeds are only 2 feet high, right over top of those weeds, you'll catch fish with them. Yeah, this chatterbait has caught me numerous big fish this year. I won a tournament off of this. I also had the chance, or I won a team tournament off of this bait. And I was also in the running for the individual side of that tournament, and I lost a fish, so I didn't get my limit that day. But this bait has been awesome for me this year. I love it. Best bait of 2019 for me this year. Can't wait to get back out there next year and use this bait again. Yeah, that is my list for 2019. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and we'll see you next time.